how do I, where is it? Fit to screen. And then I'm just gonna chuck the webcam over the top of it. Cool. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start doing this because having this music in the background is fine and all, but also just like still hard. Medium difficulty. That was easy. Joke. And then right at the bottom is Covetous Demon, because let's just move the Covetous Demon right there. Let's just move the Covetous Demon right there. Okay, so here is the thing. So to start off with the Covetous Demon, because that was super easy. The Covetous Demon, you know, maybe I should record it at least. I don't know. I'll probably just pull it from the stream. I might just edit it a little bit, but like, I wanted to do this list at least. I wanted to do one when I was done. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to go through all of the ones that I haven't beaten, and at that stage, I will know what bosses I haven't killed. Obviously, for this discreet in the chat, I'll just use the username, the first part of the username, so that is discretion for you, because I'm not trying to milk anything, and I'm not one of those people. So, Covetous Demon at the bottom, because, like, if you die to Covetous Demon, that's fucking embarrassing. Like, how do you die? How would I die to something that, like, that looks like me? How can I die to something that literally just looks like me? Just fat, slow, and rolls over to deal damage. Like, that is just me. That is just me in a nutshell. Or a Pillow Princess, but no. I like, I don't know, I felt like I was a bit over-leveled for Covetous Demon, maybe, or maybe because I was just running through with the Pursuer's Greatsword the whole time. But, like, I don't know, Covetous was just there. I think there wasn't anything interesting, there wasn't anything about it that kind of, like, made it fun. It was just a rolling around, just crappy fucking excuse for a boss. They were like, hey, this is the boss arena, what do we put in there? And they're like, slug. And I'm like, okay, slug. Last Giant was pretty easy. The Last Giant was, even though it was like at the start of the game, so I didn't have good weapons, I didn't have, like, I didn't end up using any of the resins, any of the pine resins or anything like that. But I didn't have my Pursuer's Greatsword. I didn't have, like, decent armor. I'm pretty sure I was still using a broadsword and the basic armor. And, like, I still got it on my first try. I'm pretty sure he got a couple of hits in, but, like, you know, he hurt a little bit. But he's one of the first bosses. So I don't feel like he was all that difficult. He was pretty easy. I don't feel like he's a joke, though. Because, like, once he gets to half health, he takes off his arm, and extends his range. And I don't know about you, or, like, you guys at least, but, like, let's be honest. If you need to extend your reach by, like, detaching your whole fucking arm, just get on your hands and knees and swipe a bitch. Like, that's all that's needed. You don't need to go, that's just extra. Or, actually, now that I think about it, though, the Last Giant, is the Last Giant the Giant King that you kill in the memory of Jeg? Insert word here. Is the Last Giant, like, the real version of that? Oh. Still pretty easy, though. He's still easy. Pursuer, I'm going into medium difficulty. I had to get good with the Pursuer. I had to learn how to dodge roll. This was my dodge roll tutorial. was the Pursuer. I do believe, because I did have the prior knowledge going into the game, that adaptability increases. Yeah, Pursuer chills. Like, he's fine. But I did have the foreknowledge going into this game that adaptability is how you increase your dodge rolls, and as we all know, say it with me, the gays don't fucking block. So I was upping that shit until I felt comfortable, and then I just didn't up it again, I don't think. But Pursuer, you had to learn how to dodge. Like, you had to learn how to dodge for Pursuer. His attacks come out quick enough to where you can't really telegraph them. I mean, you can if you know how to, like, look for it. But, like, he attacked hard and he attacked fast. And I think that's his main issue, is that even though he pops up all over the place, like, once you get to the last one where he pops up, it's pretty easy. But, like, before you get to the Pursuer fight on the top of the barricades, before you get to the Pursuer when you, like, climb the ladder and he just drops down in front of you, like, first of all, rude. Second of all, what the fuck? But, like, you can just jump off and run off and all that stuff, that's fine. But, like, the Pursuer in difficulty for its actual, it itself was fine. It was fine. It was a little bit hard, you had to learn how to dodge roll, but it was fine. Not really going anything there. The Ruined Sentinel. I feel like, and this is going to be slightly, maybe controversial, I did die to the Ruined Sentinels. I did die to Ruined Sentinel. I do think it's hard, but I only think it's hard because it's a gank fight. Like, I know you, Polar, had said that if you stay on that first one and hope, then the other two shouldn't jump up. So you can at least take out one of the Ruined Sentinels, and that's fine. But, like, I feel that it was only hard because there was multiple of them, and you needed to be aware of your situations. You needed to be aware of your surroundings. You needed to be aware of what was around you. And I think that was the first stream, actually, that you jumped in, Polar, and, like, stayed for a while. So I have nostalgia because I was too busy fangirling. But, yeah, the Ruined Sentinel, I did die to them once. I did summon help. I think I summoned two? I summoned two, I can't remember. But I did have help the first time and I died. The second time I got really low. But I still did it. Like, I still got rid of it, I still killed it, but I did die once. So, I'm gonna have my died once tier. I feel like I can change these. I'm actually gonna move these around a little bit. Covetous Demon is gonna become a new joke. A joke is gonna become that was easy. That was easy is gonna become medium difficulty. Medium difficulty is going to become still hard. And then this is going to become died once easy. And this one's going to become died once hard. Because I do think they're hard. And we're going to move these guys down. I do think the Ruined Sentinel is hard because it's a gang fight, and unless you know what you're doing, you're gonna get fucked up. So yeah, I'm gonna leave them there. Belfry Gargoyles, I know where to find them, and I remember they were kicking my ass. Now that I am better at the game, and I have a better weapon, as you had said, Paula, that was optional. I still died. I did die, I did try them. I was not high enough level. I had to kill a couple of gnomes. I do think they're easy. We do also have the experience of beating the Belfry Gargoyles in Dark Souls 1. So I do think that the Gargoyles are easy when you're at the level to start exploring optional content. Once you start getting ready to explore optional content, the game is simple, obviously, because you have your build, you're ready to go. So I firmly believe in the idea that the Belfry Gargoyles are easy However, again, same as the Ruin Sentinel, there are two of them. And they do the fire damage with the fire breathing, and that shit hurts. That shit fucking hurts. It's not fun. And it's slightly it's slightly annoying. So, yeah, Belfry Gargoyles, I did die once, but they're easy. I feel like they're easy. Once you've got the hang of it, they're pretty easy. How do I make a new... Can you make another list? Oh, you can. Okay. Okay, underneath a joke, add row below. Haven't fought yet. Because haven't fought yet. I haven't fought Lost Sinner. I haven't fought the Executioner's Chariot. I haven't fought... Old Iron King, what is that? Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, I know what that is. Royal Rat Vanguard and... I don't think I've fought Rat Authority. I don't think I've fought Authority. Maybe I have. I don't know. What else is here? Ancient Dragon, I'm not touching that bitch. Dark Lurker, I have no idea what that is. Demon of Song, I'm gonna piss off so many people with that one. Vendrick, I didn't fight. I left him alive. Nishandra, okay, so then... You... Blue Smelter Demon, Fume Knight. No idea who you are. I know of you. That's nice. And who cares? DLC I haven't done yet. I haven't done the DLC yet. I know of these, because I've said it throughout the streams a few times that I have watched speedrunners, I've watched challenge runners. I do know of these fights, but I haven't beaten them yet. I haven't fought them yet. I'm not dealing with that shit. Ancient Dragon, I'm assuming, is the big guy that's on top of the castle. I believe the technical term is absolutely fucking not. There is no way in hell I'm fighting that thing, because I'm going to get my ass handed to me, and I will put that bitch in the top tier. I don't want to deal with that. So, and Executioner's Chariot, he's the one he talked to. Yeah, okay, cool, he is the one I talked to. He's the one where if I hit him, all his little friends are going to become hostile to me, and, again, absolutely the fuck not, because there was a lot of them, especially on the stairs leading up. I'm not fighting fucking 8 of those cunts in one go. I did panic at one stage, I will be honest, I did panic when I first got there. I beat the giant stone thing, and they were just looking at me. I didn't know what was going on. I did attack one of them, and then got fucking wiped. I got fucking eviscerated, and it was really funny. But I also panicked, so it was not funny for me. But yeah, okay, so I haven't done any of the DLC. Ancient Dragon's the big guy, haven't fought him yet. Executioner's Chariot, I'm pretty sure I know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's in the DLC as well. Okay, the Rotten. I mean, okay. I can understand Covetous Demon is always going to be at the front of the joke. Oh, Chariot's base game? Wait, same as the Gargoyles? Oh, I haven't even found them yet. Ah, fuck, another boss I need to kill eventually. Oh my god. Well, I'm not killing Vendrick. I like Vendrick. He's chill. Anyway. The Rotten. Optional. Of course it is. With the Rotten, I genuinely felt like it was a joke battle. Like, it was not hard. It was not difficult. It was not hard. It was simple. It was easy. It was a joke. The only thing that makes it slightly difficult or annoying is the environment. Actually, I take that back. The most annoying part about the Rotten is the fucking run back. Like, the run back is the worst part. like having to go through the dark and all these fucking worms and shit coming out of the poison pits, and you get invaded when you get to the end because fucking of course you do, and you get all the fucking poison arrows being shot at you. Bullshit. It is bullshit. But the Rotten itself was pretty easy. The Rotten itself was pretty easy. It telegraphs its attacks like 3 to 5 business days in advance. Like, it even takes you out to dinner, wine and dines you, and then it decides to attack. Like, this thing is simple. It also looks simple. But it wasn't hard. It's just getting to it is the annoying part. Old Dragon Slayer. What was that one? What was the Old Dragon Slayer? Oh my god, I've forgotten. I'm gonna put it in there for now until I remember what it is. What was the Old Dragon Slayer? Oh, hang on. I'm getting Ornstein. Okay, I've gotten that far. I'm gonna open it up on my other one. Let me just Google this one real quick again. Old Dragon Slayer, Dark Souls 2. I'm just gonna go into images to find its, like, boss arena. Oh my god, did I fight him? Wait, where is his boss fight? Did I fight Ornstein? I don't know if I fought him. Is he optional? Hang on, is Old Dragon Slayer, is it optional? Yes, the Old Dragon Slayer is entirely optional. You do not need to defeat him to beat the game. Okay, so if it's optional, then I didn't fight it. If it's optional, I did not fight it. I think the only optional fight that I fought genuinely, that tried to beat, was the Belfry Gargoyles, and then I also gave up on that. So the Old Dragon Slayer, I didn't fight them. The Dragon Rider was kind of easy. I do know about the mechanism that if you leave it alone and all of the pits around the edges, I know you can get him to walk off it, and it's super easy. Like, basically the fights are given. I know about that. I am stupid, and I did not actually know where that was. So I pulled the lever. There was still some hazards. There was still a hazard, and I know the Dragon Rider did kill me. However, Dragon Rider is really easy. Dragon Rider is easy. He's another one that has very slow attacks, and the fact that once you beat him later on in the game, he like appears basically as like regular ass enemies. It's fine. Dragon Rider is easy. It's only because if you go through the Tower of Hain, if you go through the Tower of Hain location first before going to like the Forest of the Giants, or before you do if you get a Fragrant Branch of Yore before you get to the next part that you're not supposed to be at yet. But like if you go to the Tower of Hain or Hay or whatever it was first, Dragon Rider is difficult because you don't have a build, you don't have a good weapon, you need to learn how to dodge, your adaptability probably isn't all that high. So I think for the fact that I did die to it, it does deserve to be in at least a higher tier. If I didn't die, I'd probably put it at medium difficulty because it was still easy, but at the time that you have to fight it, unless you know it's coming and you power level, it's still gonna hurt. So my adaptability was not that high. I had to learn how to roll. I do think Dragon Rider was still pretty easy. Flexile Sentry, didn't die, that was pretty easy. I think the scariest part about it is that if you take too long, the water rises, the water slows you down, and then I'm pretty sure eventually you drown. But at the end of the day, the Flexile Sentry is pretty easy. Like, it is a pretty easy fight. I don't think it was very difficult at all. The fact that there is another one, like, as you're going towards... Oh my god, I just remembered I have fought Lost Sinner. Um, because he's one of the greatest souls. Okay, I'll get to him in a second. Um, on the lead up to the Lost Sinner, there's a Flexile Sentry in the water that attacks you. You can cheese it by hiding in the alcove in the doorway beforehand. However, the actual boss fight for Sentry is easy. I do think that his area is harder than he is. And that's mainly because of all of the explodey fuckers and also the fucking creepypasta looking ass, like, Wendigo bitches things. Like, the big things that have the giant arms and they're like, or something like that. Like, those things, fucking hard. Don't like them. They're annoying. Flexile Sentry itself is easy. I do think the sword is easier than the clubs. I do think the sword side is easier than the club side. But at the end of the day, it is another it's another early-ish boss. If you go through Tower of Hain after the Dragon Rider, and you go down and like go through the basement, you end up at the port where the ship is. I do think it's easy. Honestly, if you'd have put Flexile Sentry here, no. I was gonna say if you put Flexile Sentry here and Dragon Rider there, it would change. No, Dragon Rider needed to be there, Flexile Sentry needed to be there, because it was a random ass fucking fight. Like, it had no reason to be there. Skeleton Lords. Apparently these guys are difficult. But it was a joke. It was a joke. It was an absolute fucking joke of a fight for me. Apparently, the Skeleton Lords is difficult. However, I was not paying attention and had taken out the 3 Skeleton Lords, and I'm pretty sure for like a good minute afterwards was trying to figure out why the fuck I was getting ganked by like 30 of these skeletons. And it was you, Paula, that made the joke of, if you kill big guy, little guy spawn. So if you kill 3 big guys at once, that's gonna be 3 times the little guys. And I was just not paying attention and was just running around, just kind of screaming a little bit, trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. Skeleton Lords is a joke. I feel like it would be harder if you tried. However, head empty, no thoughts. I had my bonk weapon and I was bonking some skeletons. It was it was a joke. It was fun, but it was a joke. Oh my god. I actually had a lot of fun doing the Skeleton Lords. Like, I feel like the lead up to it was a bit more fun. But, oh my god, the waterfall. I just remembered the fucking waterfall. The waterfall made that whole area horrible because it was so fucking loud. Like, that was the most annoying part. The most annoying part was that fucking waterfall because it made it loud and difficult to, like, do. Okay. But, it's a joke. The Skeleton Lords have no health. Once you kill one of them, sure you can do the others. Just kill them all and then just kite all of the little ones. Like, I'm sure if you were doing, like, maybe a magic build or, like, a thrust sword or something, like, it'd be a bit more difficult. But, like, when you have big weapon and your fucking heavy attack with a big weapon is a big swipe in front of you, you just kind of get them all to come nearby and just fucking play baseball. That's literally all you need to do. It was a joke. Mytha, the Baneful Queen. It was pretty easy. However, in saying that, I can understand why it's at least a medium difficulty. So, Mytha's whole thing is the arena, right? Obviously. So, with the arena being poisoned and, like, full of poison and stuff like that, like, it's not exactly hard. It's quite easy. The difference is she does like to go into the poison quite a lot. Unless you're using ranged weaponry, which I was not at the time, but unless you're using ranged weaponry, it can be a little bit annoying to wait for her to come back on. I know that she was also throwing her head, and her head explode, so you needed to stay away from that. You could get some good hits in, but I don't feel like it was all that... I don't feel like it was all that easy, but it wasn't hard. Like, her attacks were simple, she had a lot of openings. And I feel like that made it just that slight little bit easier. But, like... Yeah, I feel like it makes it slightly easier knowing that I believe there is a way to drain the poison to make it even easier. So for my experience, I'm putting her in medium because I did panic a little bit. She wasn't hard, she was easy, but I did panic a little bit and I did have to watch my movement. So for me personally, in my playthrough now, Mytha, I think, is about medium difficulty. Smelter Demon did kill me. However, Smelter Demon only came up in my run because I didn't know where I was going and didn't know that you could turn off the giant furnace. I didn't know that you could turn off the giant furnace. I thought you had to do something else and like fuck around with all these levers and shit. I went into this boss fight not knowing that it was there. And I panicked a little bit because Smelter Demon hits like a fucking train, like a freight train. He hits hard, bitch. Honestly, knowing where he is, the build that I have now, and like knowing what the Smelter Demon is, he is easy. He is a basic bitch fucking enemy that is slow enough in his attacks. I know I can take this guy out on my first try. If I go back, I know I can take out Smelter Demon on my first try. If I go back to Gargoyles, I know I can take them out on my first try. Like, it's not hard. It's really not hard. And I feel like what gives Smelter Demon its difficulty is that it just appears. And also you've got all of the fucking guys with the big bows, the giant bows, that are like trying to shoot you down and shit, trying to get to the area. It whittles you down and then you walk into a boss fight. Like, you're not prepared, and I feel like that's what makes it slightly difficult, and that's where you die. However, the fight itself, easy as shit. Okay. Here's... Do I put it in easy, or do I put it at the top of a joke? The Old Iron King is easy. The Old Iron King genuinely is a really easy fight. The hardest part about the Old Iron King is that there are holes in the area that you're playing in, and it is a small ass area. I did not die to the Iron King. I got it on my first try. I did not die to him. He was easy. He was simple. He was easy. My issue with it was he was extremely slow in his attacks, which obviously gave you plenty of fucking time to dodge the bitch. But the issue that I had with it was that it is, like, the cutscene that comes into it is hyped. Like, it is so fucking cool to watch this, like, demon king appear out of the lava and, like, slowly walk towards you. That is cool as shit. The boss fight was kind of a joke. I'm gonna be honest. If you know how to roll, you know how to beat the Iron King, you could probably beat it hitless. I think I nearly did beat it hitless. I think I got kind of like, I got hit once and panicked and I started to get low. But like, the Old Iron King is easy. It's not difficult. Like, it's so slow. And I feel like the Old Iron King and the Rotten, honestly, for them being greater souls, I expected more. I expected more. I expected a lot more. I just remembered that I have fought the Lost Sinner. And the Lost Sinner kicked my absolute shit in. Like, the Lost Sinner kicked my shit in. I was still somewhat new to the game. Even though I'd played all the way through, I'd gone through the Lost Bastille, I'd like done the Fexile Sentry, I'd done everything. The Lost Sinner was my first great lord, my first great soul, and it absolutely fucking wrecked me. The whole idea behind it is to use fire, and if I'm being honest, I did not know how to bring out the torch. I didn't know how to start the torch, I didn't know how to do it. I know now that you can do it at the bonfires, which Polar told me about, but I did not know at the time how to get these torches. So my idea for the Lost Sinner, if I was to go back and fight it now, genuinely, I still think I would die. I still think I would die a couple of times, I still think it would be hard. However, I have a little bit more of an understanding of how to fight him. Well, like, the old Sinner, if I bring up my Whelp counter, like, I just noticed that it's going to be weirdly cut out. Like, I know most of my deaths for my Whelp counter come from the Lost Sinner. Like, most of my deaths come from the Lost Sinner. I'm pretty sure I died to this guy, like, maybe 7, 8 times. And I could not for the life of me figure out this fucking boss fight. I genuinely feel like I got it through sheer ass. I genuinely feel like I figured it out, the boss, and then I lost it, and I had no idea what was going on. So I had no idea what was going on. But Lost Sinner was hard. Royal Rat Vanguard, it was kind of a joke. If I'm being completely honest, the Royal Rat Vanguard it's kind of a joke. I can understand why it's hard. I can totally understand why it's hard. I don't think I've fought Royal Rat Authority. But the Royal Rat Vanguard, you're in a small area, there's a ton of different rats around you. I had the Pursuer's Greatsword, so I was just sweeping up. I was sweeping up the competition. Like, as soon as I saw even, like, one thing come near me, I was just sweep attack. It was just a sweep attack the whole time. The most annoying part is obviously, again, it isn't the gank fight. There are so many of these rats, and they all inflict petrification, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Royal Rat Vanguard is petrification. I was not letting that happen, so I did not die. However, it was a joke. Like, once you kind of figure out which one is the one you're supposed to be hitting, it's a joke of a battle. Like, it's not hard. The only thing that made it hard was the fact that there was a few of them. Nachka did kill me once because I was not expecting it. At the time that I fought Nachka, I was too busy panicking and too busy getting freaked out and scared because I hate spiders. I hate spiders. And because the whole lead up to this bitch was going through doors that had spiders on them, and like fucking going down where there was death and shit, and then you have a fog gate, I thought it was going to be Freya. I thought it was going to be Dearest Duke Freya. It was not. It was Najka. I was not prepared, and I died. I do know that you're supposed to stay on the concrete, you're supposed to stay on the rock, so it's not difficult at all. But do I think it's a hard fight? I don't know. I don't feel like it's a hard fight. I do feel like it's pretty simple. She telegraphs her attacks far enough in advance that you know what to do. I think what makes Nachka hard is if you don't know to stay on the concrete, then it can be difficult. Rule number 1, don't go in the sand. Do not go in the sand. However, rule number 2 is while you're targeting and you have your targeting reticle on Nachka, you can't really see her scorpion tails. You can't really see her tail, so you can't really anticipate when they're going to attack. There are still a few attacks that you can figure out, like when she's doing the overhead attack, she leans forward, so you know that when she leans forward, you can dodge out of the way. Um, but I know that there's like one or two attacks that she does where she kind of just like swings them to the side and it'll take you out. I do think it's easy. She did kill me, so um, I can at least give him that. Prowling Mages, Prowling Mages and Congregation is a joke. Like, the Prowling Mages and Congregation is another joke. It was another one of those. I was expecting Duke's Dear Freya. I was expecting Freya and mages. So Nachka pulled a blind one on me, and the mages pulled a blind one on me. Nachka killed me because that was still difficult. Mages and Congregation are spellcasters. Now, I don't know about you guys. Spellcasters are pretty fucking easy to deal with in Dark Souls 2. Like, they hit like a freight train. However, again, like Covetous Demon, they anticipate their attacks 3 to 5 business days in advance. The only thing that makes it annoying is that you don't know the speed of the spells. These guys were not hard. They were not hard. You could run around, you could pop some life gems, you could drink an Estus. You had time to get back to a position where you didn't have to be in the red. You didn't have to like be in a position where you were going to die. If you die to Covetous Demon, that's embarrassing. If you die to Prowling Mages Congregation, I'm going to ask if you had any Estus shards left, any Estus flasks left. If you still had 1 or 2 Estus flasks left, that's embarrassing. If you ran out of those flasks because you were dealing with the spiders and they were like annoying you or whatever, fair enough, you weren't able to heal. But like, if you still have at least some form of healing, Mages of Congregation is not difficult. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says, it is not hard. Duke's Dear Freya was easy. Duke's Dear Freya was easy. It had 2 booty holes. Like, I am petrified of spiders. I literally, I wish I was saving all of my streams before I did the Pride Month, because I would love to go back and just do little montages or clips of me crying, of me whinging, of me moaning and being a real little bitch about all of these spiders. Don't get me fucking started on those spider people that, like, the humans that turned into the spiders and shit. Don't get me started, fucking hate that. Freya as a boss fight was easy. I was just scared and having a panic attack because it's a giant fuck off spider with 2 mouths and 2 booty holes that attack simultaneously, well, not simultaneously, but they attack, like, you can only deal damage if you get right up close. And I have some choice words for you, Miyazaki. Fuck you. Pretty sure it's Miyazaki. It might be Miyamoto. I don't know. Whoever made this game, fuck you. I think it's Miyazaki. That's the whole joke about Miyazaki and feet, right? I don't know. But like, Duke's Dear Freya was not a difficult fight. It was just scary because I hate spiders. Aside from that, it was pretty simple. Like, it was pretty simple. I have also decided that I'm going to delete my row for It's Still Hard, because that's where I feel like died once. It was difficult enough to kill me, but it was still pretty easy. Guardian Dragon wasn't hard as much as it was just fucking annoying, because the whole time, just get down here off that fucking wall and fight me like a goddamn man. Like, it got to the point where I started pulling out the bow, and I was like, I'm just gonna take some pot shots. If you're not gonna come down here and let me slash at your fucking ankles, I'm gonna shoot you with a bow. The Guardian Dragon is not necessarily difficult. It just takes a long fucking time to kill it, because it always fucks off on you. Like, whether it's flying in the air and using its fire breath, which is annoying, because then you gotta run away. And then by the time it's finished its attacks, it comes down, and you're like, yes, cool, it's dropped down, I'm gonna go and attack it. You run in, and it fucks off again. Like, It's like coming across the fucking Druggo at Macca's at 2 a.m. It's like, I'm gonna take you on, and then as soon as you take one step towards it, fucking bolts. Like, Guardian Dragon is a pain in the ass. The only reason why I'm putting it in medium difficulty over easy is because it just takes so fucking long. It is a battle of attrition. It is a battle of attrition. You need to make damn sure that you are stocked up on life gems and you are stocked up on your Estus flasks, because a lot of the time I was spending healing the damage from being caught out by the fire, because the hitbox and the fire breath is also bullshit. That's why it's in medium. It's still easy, but there's just a lot of bullshit involved. Giant Lord was easy. I felt a little bad, if I'm being honest. I don't know whether it's just because, like, the Giant Lord comes so late. The Giant Lord is easy. Like, the Giant Lord I killed in this stream. Like, I'm gonna cut out the part of, like, the tier list leading into, like, the end of the stream. But in this stream, in the past hour before this tier list, I'm gonna have to do, like, the whole link thing. But if you watch it back, it's not difficult. It is just annoying. It's just slightly annoying. It's basically the last giant, but it's a little bit quicker and has a little bit more health. But the Giant Lord is easy. It is still very easy. The only reason I would give it medium difficulty is if I died. I did not. It was still pretty simple. It was still pretty easy. Anything you say about Giant Lord, you can talk about the last giant. They're pretty much the same thing. Twin Dragon Riders was... I'm going to put Dragon Riders at the top of my medium difficulty, which is basically like the top of... Like, this is my hard difficulty that I did not die to. I didn't die to the Twin Dragon Riders. I got them on my first try. I did not realize that the other one was hiding on the top and had a bow and arrow. That's not fair. Fuck that bullshit. But once you obviously get the first Dragon Rider down low enough in its health, the other one jumps down and then starts coming in to help. At that point, it is just chip damage, attacking one or the other and dodging out of the way. You do not have time to try to hit both of them. If you dodge an attack, just dodge again and pop a heal. Like, just keep dodging until you see one kind of starts to walk backwards. Once one of them starts to walk off a little bit, you can kind of, like, goad the other one by, like, running close and running back. You can goad them into an attack. Once they do their attack, dodge, hit once, book it. Like, you need to play Dragon Rider like you're a little bitch, unless you're really good at the game. If you're really good at the game, don't at me. But, like, the Twin Dragon Riders in of itself, it was hard. It was hard. I was getting low on healing. I didn't know the timing for when I could pop a heal. So the Twin Dragon Riders did give me some trouble. However, I did not die. Looking Glass Knight. Looking Glass Knight was pretty easy. I did have the summon. I did have the summon with me, which was the same one that I had for Nishandra for the two watches, which I'll get to when we get up to them in a few minutes. The Looking Glass Knight was simple. It did manage to summon one friend, and then I took that out while the summon was dealing with the knight. And while the summon did die, excuse me, I'm very tired. While the Glass Knight did kill the summon, it didn't summon another one out of its mirror. Like, that was it. It only summoned one. I got rid of that pretty simple. Looking Glass Knight was pretty easy. The only annoying thing was trying to have to walk around it all the time because you could not hit that fucking shield. Demon of Song. I am a little embarrassed. I am a little embarrassed to have to say these words, but the Demon of Song killed me multiple times. And as you know, I haven't died once, and then we have Whelp, because if you're gonna die, what's the first thing you think of? The first thing you would say in a game is either a, oh fuck, and I can't make it that, or just, well, try again. Demon of Song It's so embarrassing because it's so easy. I had the timing down. I had the fucking I had the attacks down. It does 4 attacks with its arms at max. If it does the 4 attacks, you can dodge the first 3. You can take a hit from the last one and use that time to heal. If you want to dodge like the first 2 and get away, it'll only use 2 attacks. That's fine. It just does a 1 swipe and then it does another swipe. But if it does the 4 attacks, that's fine. You can dodge the first 3, not a problem. If you can't dodge the last one, it's a little bullshit. But you've got like so much time to heal because after every single round of actions, after every action that it takes and all of its attacks, it goes back in its fucking penis head and then just opens itself up again. Or it'll jump back, or it'll do like a big stand and then land on you. Like every single attack that this thing does, after it's finished its combo or it's finished its attack, it goes into its fucking foreskin, like looks around a little bit, don't know what you're looking for, you can't fucking see, and then pops out again. And it's like, it is a giant penis. It is a giant penis head, and it is not difficult at all. It's super easy to get the timing down. However, when I was fighting it on the stream, I was extremely tired. I was extremely tired. I hadn't gotten to that boss yet. I'm pretty sure I was feeling quite sick at the time. I was fatigued. I ended that stream early because the Demon of Song killed me like 4 or 5 times. A Demon of Song killed me 4 or 5 times. I could not handle it anymore. I needed to stop because I was just getting tired. I was just getting frustrated. I do need to remember that I need to scroll up a little bit. I do apologize for that. But like the Demon Song itself is just, it's easy. It's so easy. I know that if I go up against it, like I come back on the next stream and got it on my first try. Like I got it on my first try after killing it and like after coming back. It's easy. However, it goes in the Whelp tier because it did kill me multiple times. And that's the criteria for the Whelp. It's just how many times did I die to this thing? The more than once, it's in the top because only 3 bosses have done that to me. And speaking of 3 bosses that did it to me, Velstead killed me, I think, twice. I think Velstead killed me twice. 2 or 3 times. It killed me twice. I was fine with that because honestly, Velstadt was so much fun. Like, I think out of every boss in this game, Velstadt was so much fun to fight because it genuinely felt like a very strong, powerful human character. Like, yes, we have the Lost Sinner, yes, we have fucking Dragon Riders, we've got Pursuer, we've got the Giants, like, we have those humanoid style characters. But, like, the Velstadt felt like a hard boss fight. It is the most satisfying boss, I think, to kill, because it rewards you when you figure it out, but it punishes you severely if you fuck it up. The Velstadt is another one where you can only do, like, 1 hit at a time with a heavy weapon. If you've got a lighter weapon, you could probably hit it twice. But I've only got I only had the Pursuer's Greatsword because, again, big weapon, go bonk. Just wait for Dark Souls 3, guys, because when we play Dark Souls 3, it's Vort's Hammer all the way. I hope you're ready. It is Vort's Hammer from start to finish. Vort's Hammer is so much fun to use. But Velstadt is the most fun boss because it felt like the most rewarding to beat it. It felt like the most satisfying. And another thing as well in its favour is that Velstadt comes right before Vendrick. And I know, obviously it says it down here, where is he? It says here that you can fight Vendrick. Vendrick does count as a boss. I didn't kill Vendrick. I didn't fight him because I do remember I had seen a couple of one message and it just said quiet. And I'm like, it is quiet. I wasn't thinking that it meant to sneak. It meant that it was telling you to be quiet, but I was too busy watching this old dying king dragging its sword around behind it, and there was no music, and it was just Vendrick, and I did not have the heart to kill it. I didn't have the heart to kill him. Also mainly due to the fact that Velstad whittled me down with my health. Like I had to stop, pop souls, like soul of the hero and all that. I had to pop a few of them, go back to Majula, get healing, and come back. Like Velstad was fun. It did kill me 2 to 3 times, so it goes into Walt tier. However, it only took 2 to 3 deaths. It was kind of simple. It was kind of easy. But it was so satisfying. Once you figured it out, oh, wow, beautiful boss fight. Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. Okay, I summoned for help. If I didn't summon, there is no way on this god-given planet that I would do this fight without dying. And I know that for a fact. If I had to go up against this guy without the summon, without the help, I would be fucked. Plain and simple, I would be fucked. However, I didn't realize that there was going to be a fight before Nashandra. I didn't realize there was going to be a fight before Nashandra. So I had summoned the guy thinking that it was going to be Nashandra, and my line of thinking was that this guy has been around from the start. This guy has been like hyping you up and talking to you like you were a good player. Like he's talking about all of these things that he wants to do. Like to me, he felt like a core member of the NPC community. Like he felt like a core NPC member. So I was like, oh, if I'm fighting the main boss, like you got to come with me because you helped me with the Looking Glass night. And, like, you helped me with Looking Glass night, you helped me figure out the Branch of Yore, you helped me for, like... As far as I was concerned, he deserved to be there in that final fight, and it's lucky that he did, because he died so that I could fight Nashandra, and honestly, you can't have better writing than that. It couldn't have been scripted any better. He was a paid actor. But if you had to fight them separately, like... I'd be screwed. I would be screwed. There is no way that I would be able to deal with them without either dying once or using up most, if not all, of my heals. So, because they didn't kill me, they don't go into the died once or the whelp category. However, if I did have to fight them by myself, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, it'd probably be a hard fight. So I'm going to put it at the top of medium difficulty. I'm going to be so honest. Nashandra was a joke. I'm going to be so real and so honest. Nashandra is a joke. It was a joke. I was so... like... This is another one where you can go back and watch it from this same fucking stream. Like, I was so disappointed in that boss fight. Like, I was so upset when I beat it because I was like, was that it? Like, that was it? Are you serious? Out of all of these boss fights, Nashandra is a fucking joke. Like, I expected more. I expected it to be harder. I expected it to be difficult. I expected to be, like, on my last legs. It is, like, Nashandra is, like, the queen of the darkness. Like, the queen of death, the queen of the darkness. It summons those fucking things, it curses you. She moves around, she has a fucking scythe. She can shoot out this cool-ass fucking laser attack. Like, Nashandra on paper is fucking sick. Nashandra in the game was an absolute joke. Like, I will gladly let people complain in the comments about it, but at the same time, like, Nashandra was a joke. I don't care what anyone says. That was not a boss fight. That was bullshit. So, out of everybody, honestly, I'm gonna put Velstad at the top. Even though Lost Sinner did kill me the most, Velstad, I personally think that Velstad was the most satisfying and the best fight in this game. I do think that with, like, I will say that with my whole damn chest. Velstad was the most fun I've ever had doing a boss fight in this game. The only one that would probably come close to being a fun boss fight, honestly, is Raw. First place, Velstadt. Second place, honestly, I think the second place might be Pursuer. Because you come across him a few times, and every time you do, he always pops up in the most inopportune places. So it's so nice when you kill him. Like, when you kill the Pursuer, it is so satisfying because you know that you have taken him out, and it was just bullshit. On the complete other side of the spectrum, I'm sorry, Nashandra is the worst fight in this game. You have Covetous Demon right there. I have said at the start, Covetous Demon is a joke of a fight. If you die to Covetous Demon, that's embarrassing. Nashandra was a joke. It was not difficult. I think I only got hit like once or twice. I think I only got hit once by her scythe, by any of her attacks. The only other damage I took was from the fucking curse orb things. Like, Nashandra was a joke. I don't care what anyone says, my least favourite fight was Nashandra because that, what was that? What was that? I need the DLC, and I'm gonna start the DLC in my next Dark Souls stream. I'm gonna do the DLC. But, like, I need the I don't know who the boss is for Scholar of the Lost Sin. I don't know who the final boss is. Please, just be better than Nashandra. That's not a difficult bar to pass. It is really not a difficult bar to pass. But, like, I'm angry. I'm actually angry and frustrated about the Nashandra fight. Like, I'm getting worked up. I'm getting hot. And as a fat man, you do not like to be hot when you're fat. It sucks. So this is my tier list. So Velstadt, Lost Sinner, Demon of Song, they killed me multiple times. Even though Demon of Song is super easy, they killed me multiple times. The only hard fight that I died once in was the Ruined Sentinel, because it's a gang fight. Died once, but was easy. Belfry Gargoyles is optional. Dragon Rider, there are so many options. Smelter Demon's optional, but it's so slow, it's so easy. And Nashka just took me off guard. I think if I was prepared for Nashka, I wouldn't have died. Hard difficulty, the Throne Watcher and Throne Defender, they didn't kill me because I summoned help, but they were hard. Like, I would have been screwed. Twin Dragon Rider is only because of the other one shooting you. The Pursuer just appears so many times, and he's so fast in his attacks. Mytha, the annoying part is just her arena. Guardian Dragon, just stay on the fucking ground, cunt. Just fucking get out the fucking floor. Just stop fucking flying, cunt, and just get on the fucking ground. That's all you need to do. In the easy category, Last Giant, he's one of the first boss fights. He is super simple, super easy. Flexile Sentry, also another easy one. The hard part about him is just finding time to fight when the water is rising. Old Iron King, I found him really easy. I thought he was more hyped up in his cutscene, but the Old Iron King was easy as well. The hardest part, again, his arena is just annoying. The Looking Glass Knight did feel like just a generalized, satisfying fight. It was just a knight versus a knight. Like, I did have the help. I summoned for Looking Glass Knight because I thought it would be a hell of a lot more climactic than that. But it was still a fun fight. Duke's Dear Freya, fuck spiders. Just fuck spiders. It was an easy fight, but fuck spiders. The Giant Lord was super easy. As I said, Giant Lord and the Last Giant, you can switch them around for talking about them. They're pretty much the same thing. And then in the joke category, I'm sorry, Nashandra was a joke. I'm so upset about this boss fight. I was expecting so much more. For the final boss of Dark Souls 2, my expectations were high. Like, you could have just made, like, Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. If you'd have just named them Nashandra and Vendrick, peak, absolute fucking cinema. Like, that would have made sense. And not let you summon. Not let you summon and just name them Vendrick and Nashandra. Beautiful. Wow. Fabulous. Covetous Demon is a joke. Megas Congregation is a joke. The Rotten, it's just a run back. It is literally just a run back. Getting to the Rotten is just the most annoying part. Skeleton Lords, apparently they're a little bit more difficult. I was just head empty, no thoughts. I took out the big guys and then just kited all the rest once I figured out what was going on there. And Royal Rat Vanguard, again, just like the Skeleton Lords, there was just so many of them that it just made it more annoying than it was difficult. Like, it was still a pretty easy fight. But yeah, so I haven't fought any of these guys yet. Polar, in my chat, so I am live on, I was live on Twitch when I was doing this video. The Executioner's Chariot, I'm assuming Executioner's Chariot, Royal Rat Authority, Old Dragon Slayer, and the Ancient Dragon, I'm assuming they're base. I don't know who Dark Lurker is. I don't know who Vendrick is. I mean, I do know who Vendrick is. I'm just assuming that Vendrick was an optional fight. So I'm going to put them there. I don't know who the Dark Lurker is. But this image is so fucking cool. This image screams DLC. Like, this image screams DLC. So I will eventually find them, where I will eventually figure out where they are, and then I'll go kill them, if I find them in the DLC. But, yeah, so this is the tier list. Feel free to judge me in the comments, if there are any comments. If there are not, fair enough. But, yeah, so on my stream, because as I said, I'm doing this live on Twitch, go check it out. I will put the link in the description for that. And if you want to watch me do the DLC, come join. I am trying to go live every day for Pride Month in June. So if you are watching this after June, still follow, because I'm still going to try to stream more often. But yeah, I'm going to do it into the DLC. I'm going to try and get some more of this done. But yeah, let me know what you think, because I feel like this is pretty personal. I feel like I would, if I had to look at this from a generalized perspective, I would move a couple of things around. But in saying that, yeah, I'm going to say thank you. If you're watching on the YouTube side, if you're watching this as a video, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this live on Twitch, thank you very much for joining me in this journey. I am going to end my stream, and I'm going to end my recording. So again, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for letting me just rant about all of this stuff. I'm going to end the video part now.